Hello there, my lovely Sagittarian friends. Welcome to your September reading. And this is September 2022, or whenever you watch this video. And I just wanted to share this with you guys before I start your reading. I was on a walk today and I found the Queen of Diamonds, which would be the Queen of Pentacles in the tarot. I found her on my route today while I was walking, and I wanted to share that with you, Sagittarius, because today I'm doing your reading and it just had me thinking about you and all the dedication, effort, loyalty, pursuit of your dreams, your ambitions, the natural way that you just make things work and make things bountiful and abundant. Wherever you go, you spread the wealth, okay? So I just wanted to share that with you guys to start off your month. And I'm just gonna put her right up there as a little indicator for you during your reading, okay? Because I found her today on the day that I'm doing your reading. So maybe you guys can hear a little bit of the background. My dog is playing with her toy right now, so in the other room, hopefully you won't hear it too much, but let's go ahead and get into your reading, Sagittariuses. I'm going to pull an astrological wheel coming up for you for your forecast. And for those of you that would like to join me on the extended reading, we'll go deeper into your love messages and get deeper into your 18 plus messages as well. There'll be a link to my Vimeo channel below. So let's go ahead and do it. For the Sagittariuses who come here today, Spirit, what do you have to show us and tell us? It's show and tell time, Sagittarius. What do you have to show and tell us? Okay, they want another shuffle. They want another shuffle. All right, there we go. We got it. So Spirit, what can you show me for Sagittarius upcoming? What is the energy for okay, almost there. What is the energy? What is the energy? There it is for Sagittarius. Okay, I'm gonna pull your wheel. So that's the first house, second house, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh house, eighth, ninth. Things always get a little busy here when we get to the top. 10th, okay? Put your Queen of Pentacles right there. 11th and 12th house. Okay, so this is what we have going on for you. We have the Hanged Man on the bottom of the deck. So coming from a period of time where things could have been a little bit frustrating. However, I think you guys have the ability to be highly creative and be in a very creative and loving space. But I do think some things that you were waiting on or some things that you were looking at were taking quite a long time to manifest, okay, with this Hangman on the top of the deck. So we're going to take a look at this, and hopefully with this Queen of Pentacles, things are speeding up for you, okay, with your dedication and effort. Let's go ahead and take a look. I'm going to pull each card over, and then we're going to go through the meanings, okay? We have oh, look at that, speeding up. I love it. The Eight of Wands in your first house. That's right. Breaking the silence, breaking the stagnation. Okay, and the Eight of Wands does have to do with sound vibration. And of course, water, which represents the Hangman, is a great conductor for those vibrations. Very interesting. Okay, knock, knock. Is anyone home? Sagittarius is home with the Eight of Wands. This is a Sagittarius card too. This represents Mercury in Sagittarius and the Lord of Swiftness, okay? Let's see, for your money house, oh, there you go. The Nine of Pentacles in your money house. No wonder you had the Queen of Pentacles today. We have the Nine of Wands in your third house, okay? We have the Three of Pentacles in your fourth house. And your fourth house of family. We have the Seven of Pentacles in your fifth house of children and pleasure. Ooh, we have the Empress in your sixth house. I like that for you guys. There's a lot of, oh, and look at that. I knew it, Sagittarius. And look at that. Look at the Queen of Pentacles showing up in your house of Partnerships. Okay, very interesting, earthy, grounded, emotional, contained, loving, there for you, I support you type of energy, okay? And I am getting this vibe for you guys of like saying, I am my own best friend. And I think that there is a lot of soul searching and a lot of deep emotional work that my Sagittariuses have been doing to get to this point where you can truly say, you know, even if I didn't meet the partner that I wanted to meet or whatever, I support me. And we're not saying you're not going to, but just that simple statement of I support myself and I believe in myself and I've done the inner work, okay? So some of you really showing up ready, I feel like, for a significant partnership, okay? With this Eight of Wands and Queen of Pentacles, we're ready for something. We're ready for a spark of excitement, all right? And we're looking for somebody to razzle and dazzle you with their kindness and courtship is what I'm feeling. The Lovers in your 8th house. Ooh la la, okay? We have the 9 of Cups in your 9th house. Okay, I like that for you too. That's okay. We have 5 of Cups in your 10th house, so we'll address that because that looks like it may be a little bit challenging where you thought something that was going to be a certain way. So, okay, so let me just back up for a second. Let me just back up. The 9th house where you have the 9 of Cups is your hopes and your wishes and your dreams. And it also, not just your hopes and wishes and dreams, but because your 11th house is also the fulfillment of your desires, which is right here, okay? But it's also higher education, it's travel. It's a very nice house. It has a natural trine with your 1st house. So it's saying here with the 8 of Wands and the 9 of Cups, I want to feel good. I want to feel inspired. I want to feel, you know, emotionally aware and open. I want to be like a sponge and I want to take in good energy, okay? So that's what I feel is happening there. Now with the 5 of Cups here in your 10th house of career, we're going to talk about what that means. And that could mean that something we thought that was going to be a certain way really isn't that way. I'm also getting a little bit of a feeling of disrespect, okay? Or, you know, kind of licking your wounds. I feel some of you may still be licking your wounds from a career perspective regarding some things that happened in the past where you were treated very unfairly, okay? But, and I also feel some of you may not be wanting people to see that because you're coming across here in your 1st house with the 8 of Wands as being very energetic, very on top of things, you know, and as they always say, don't let the bastards see you sweat, don't let them see you, you know, don't let them see you cry, don't let the bastards see you cry, Sagittarius, but there is something in your house of career, and we'll get more into that, into what that means. And I feel some of you may have this feeling of regret about your career, or maybe this feeling of, had I known that from the beginning, I would have made different decisions, and now I'm having to make up for that, okay? So we're gonna talk about that energy as well. We have the King of Cups in your 11th house, okay? And the King of Cups, this is a person in your 11th house, okay? And this can represent, your 11th house is the house of friends in astrology, okay? So some of you could have a friend, a water sign, okay? And the King of Cups in the tarot represents a Pisces. Someone who's very emotionally aware. It could be any water sign really, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but somebody who really wants to make you feel better, somebody who really wants to, you know, take care of you in your moment of need, and somebody who really wants to hear you out when it comes to your own grievances, okay? And Some of you here with the Five of Cups in the 10th house could feel like your ideas are not getting the support from the key people that you thought they would be, you know, or you could just be thinking it's too late now, you know. But here we have this King of Cups, I feel, showing up in a very positive light in your 11th house, saying, you know, buck up, champ. You know, I know you got what it takes. And some of you may have, you know, a few water signs around you that are supporting you and being there for you and wanting to listen to you and wanting to hear you out. So don't be shy. If something is upsetting you in the workplace, or if something is upsetting you, I also feel like your 10th house is also a place where you have your reputation as well. So for some of you in the 10th house with the Five of Cups, you may be thinking, oh, it's ruined and I did something wrong and I don't really want anybody else to kind of notice. You know what I'm saying? And, or like I did something bad, or I was a bad boy or a bad girl, okay? However, I feel like with this King of Cups in your 11th house, you do have somebody around you that really does support you and would be a very open, caring, loving listener, I feel like, if you feel like sharing, okay? And that may help take some of the weight off your shoulders and make you feel lighter is what I'm seeing, okay? And I do think with the Eight of Wands in your first house of self, there is this need and want to feel lighter, to feel like you have with the Three of Pentacles in your fourth house of foundation and family, to feel like you have the resources that you need in order to, you know, be a successful person that shines in the world, okay? So I think that this is very doable for you. And just remember, if there are things that you're working on letting go of, some of you too may have decided to leave a job, or you decided to quit a job because you're not happy, or you've really been thinking about doing that, okay? And here we have the King of Cups in your 11th house, encouraging you to follow your dreams, to follow what you love, encouraging you, telling you you've got talent, you've got skills. And, you know, with this Five of Cups, I also feel like some of you kind of forgetting, like, what am I doing here? Or what's my purpose? You know, and feeling a little bit lost, okay? And really not wanting to show too many people the way that you feel, okay? And but this King of Cups taking a lot of interest in you and really wanting you to open up. Let's see what's in your 12th house, okay? We have here strength. Ooh, I love that. Okay. And the 12th house in astrology is the house of our self-undoing. And with strength here, this could be a feeling of, you know, with the Eight of Wands in your first house, if I don't do this now in the moment when I'm feeling motivated and taking all my confidence into this one particular moment and shooting off that arrow and hitting my target, if I don't do it now, then who knows how I'm going to feel in the future. And I don't know if I'll ever have this moment again. All right. And I think Nicki Minaj, who is a female rapper, for those of you that don't know who she is, I think she's a Sagittarius, and she has that song, "The Night is Still Young, and So Are You," okay? And I love that song. The night is still young, and so are you. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter, you know, if it doesn't happen exactly in this moment, I think you have the strength and tenacity to carry on and keep pursuing what it is that you want. And there may have been times in your life when you felt weakened, or you felt diminished, or you felt that other people really weren't noticing you for your strength and your power, okay? But I see you coming on like a hurricane coming up in the next, you know, month or so here with the Eight of Wands. And I see your message really getting across, okay? And that's interesting. So let's go ahead. I'm going to dive in a little bit more here. And we are going to, some of the highlights that I see in this wheel coming up for you is with your money, particularly, okay? So maybe you're not feeling the best about yourself with the 5 of Cups in your 10th house, but you're doing great and you look great doing it and your money is thriving, okay? And the 9 of Pentacles in the tarot is the Lord of material gain. And so you're very comfortable in your position, okay? And some of you may be thinking about making a wise investment in something or setting up a new budget or savings plan. But I mean, I feel like overall with this 9 of Pentacles here, and I already felt it with your Queen of Pentacles that I found today, that your financial situation is stabilizing and your instincts are very, very strong when it comes to money. And also, you know, the 9 of Pentacles also has this very prudent energy about her. She's saying, you know, I'm not going to, you know, yeah, I need to spend a little bit to get a little bit, but I'm not going to blow my money. I'm going to be very wise about my money, and I'm going to make sure that I was going to say project money, you know, project that attitude of I'm in the money, okay? And your money is thriving. So, and you know, word to the wise with the 9 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles is also a very wise and independent energy. So, you know, it's not the fastest as far as, but it's also long lasting, because with wealth, we don't really want something that is short term. We want something that we can sustain over time. And I feel like you guys are coming into a place, or you will be coming into a place where that is very possible for you. And you may be like, well, it's not as fun because I want to travel or I want to go places, which is very much, you know, an 8 of Wands type of thing. Like, you know, it's a Sagittarius card, it's Mercury in Sagittarius. I want to go places, I want to do things, I want to fire myself out into the dark night like a fiery arrow. Not actually fire yourself, but you know what I mean? Maybe some of you with this 5 of Cups in your 10th house, you're like, yeah, I fired myself. I knew what I was doing. But anyway, I want to fire myself off like a dart into the night and, you know, be free and wild and excited. You know, that's the energy of the 8 of Wands, okay? 8 of Wands can also be like an energy of rushing around a lot. So for those of you that have a partner, okay, or you're looking for a partner, I feel like some of you are deciding that you need a very mature, responsible, grounded partner to help you contain some of this energy, okay? And you're very exciting and you like to push the envelope. But what we also see here is a difference in pacing as well in a partnership. So the 7th house represents your partner, and we can see your partner is more conservative, or they're more taking their time with things. They're more measuring things out if they go. It's like if you're baking a cake, you want to be really precise with it. You want to measure everything out, and then you can pull out like your perfect cake and frost it. I mean, there's all these steps, right, that you have to take when you're doing something and when you're making something. Whereas I feel like with the 8 of Wands, you guys are like shooting off the hip, which you're not doing that with your money though, which I appreciate, Sagittarius. I appreciate that you're not, you know, doing that with your money. But I do think when it comes to, you know, pursuing something here with you versus your partner, I feel like you're a little more balls to the wall with the 8 of Wands, motivated, you know, and they're a little bit more like, you know, puttering around in the kitchen, taking their time. They may not literally be puttering around in the kitchen, but you know what I'm saying? Where you guys are like, we gotta go, right? And your partner can't be rushed. And that happens like if you're just dating someone, you're trying to get to know someone. The Queen of Pentacles is very thoughtful, but the Queen of Pentacles moves at more of a glacial pace, okay? And have you guys ever seen that movie, The Devil Wears Prada, with Meryl Streep in it when she's telling Anne Hathaway, who's a Scorpio, by the way, but Meryl Streep, Cancer, I believe, rolls her eyes at Anne Hathaway and says, by all means, move at a glacier pace. You know how it pleases me, right? And she's being sarcastic. But, the Eight of Wands compared to the Queen of Pentacles is like, I want excitement, bursting with flames and energy, okay? And the Queen of Pentacles is more like, I've got a to-do list, we got different things to do. And so we could also see you and your partner having a little bit different priorities. We could also see you wanting to push things a little bit further, or wanting to push things a bit more than your partner does at this time. The Queen of Pentacles, when it comes to relationships, may have a tendency to play things a bit safe, because as we know, when we put our heart and soul into something like the Queen of Pentacles does, that's a big investment. And so, there is something here about respecting pace and, taking our times with things. Also, some of you here could be, like I said, looking for a very dependable, mature, grounded partner who knows how to hold the proper energy, okay? And some of you could be dating somebody who is a little bit older than you. There could be a little bit of an age gap, or maybe you could be a little bit older, or they could be a little bit older, but I am seeing that energy, right? You're coming through as more youthful. This person's coming through as more, more reflective or quiet. I'm also getting that this person is very charming too, with the Lovers in the 8th house. And the 8th house is a house of hidden secrets and sexuality. It's also a house of your partner's money. So for those of you that are in partnerships, the Lovers is also a card about taking two different paths, okay? So for some of you that are with a partner, or about their financial situation, they could really be trying to decide where to go, where to live, where to go, where to invest more of their money, where to invest more of their time, okay? And because time is money, as we always say, and the Lovers is a question mark, I feel like, in this reading, because I feel like your partner is saying, should I or shouldn't I? And for some of you, that may be about a decision about money. It may be a decision about children. It may be a decision about the pace of this relationship. There's a big should I, shouldn't I type of a thing. And it's like, should we really go there? Okay. But the Lovers in the 8th house says, let's get naked and find out. All right. The Lovers represents Gemini energy. And it's like, well, at some point we just got to get naked and figure out what's going on here. And I feel like, your partner is saying what's going on with you, and you're looking for signs from them. And there's a little bit of confusion there, I feel. However, there is a need. Some of you too here, there may be some texts or flirty conversations or innuendos under the radar. Do you know what I'm saying, Sagittarius? Like nothing outright, I feel like, because this person's coming through as the Queen of Pentacles, but also, it's not outright energy, but there is like this undercurrent of flirting and questioning is what I feel going on, which is very fascinating, and like where people go in their minds and things like that. So, ooh la la there. And so I like that. Also, for those of you that do have any type of debt that you're trying to pay down, whether it's a student loan or a car loan or anything. The 8th house is also a house of debt. So you have this money, okay? But what do you want to do with it? Do you want to pay down? Because the Lovers is about two paths and making a choice. You know, do I want to go down this path? Do I want to pay this off? What would be the smarter thing to do? Okay. And I also see you guys really like exploring all the options and thinking about all kinds of different things before you get yourself into any relationship where you owe someone else, okay? Because I feel like you guys are wanting to be very self-sufficient, which with a strong base to operate from, so you're not completely depending on other people. All right. And that whole lesson of self-reliance with strength in your 12th house, right? Because strength is very much an energy of self-reliance, right? And sometimes we can err too far on either way. Like sometimes when we don't have that confidence and we're not feeling good about ourselves, we become over-reliant, you know? And then other times when we don't want anyone's help and we don't want anyone to see a struggle, and we always want to be coming off as that really, really strong person who's there for everyone else, it can be really hard to let others see us in a weak moment. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think that that is something that is, you know, coming up here. Also with strength in your 12th house, because the 12th house has to do with the things that we do to ourselves that really don't make any sense, that are harmful to us, okay? So if you guys are, you know, taking a lot of stimulants, if you're eating a lot of a certain food, if you're, you know, taking a lot of something and you know that it's too much, or you know that it has a way of weakening your vitality, or I think by this time, Sagittarius, you know where your Achilles heel is. Like, you know the things that weaken your vitality and weaken your confidence, okay? And I think it's just a matter of bringing those things under control, harnessing them for yourself, and then, you know, using that experience that you've had to catapult yourself further into a better future, you know? So that's what I see with this strength card in your 12th house. With strength in your 12th house, you know, I talked about that immediacy energy of needing things to be immediate, because maybe it's like, well, I got to strike while the iron's hot, you know? And so strength really tells us to have courage and to be patient and to wait our turn. You know what I'm saying, Sagittarius? So, but I mean, I think you guys are very gracious, okay? And I can't believe there was ever a time when you doubted yourself, actually, because I mean, I don't know if the world really sees how strong you are all the time. I don't know if they really see that all the time about you, Sagittarius, but you are, okay? And it's time to go after what you want with the 8 of Wands, all right? Now, with the Queen of Pentacles in your house of partnerships, the Queen of Pentacles in the tarot is Capricorn, okay? So some of you could be dealing with a Capricorn, okay? Or somebody that has Capricorn or heavy Saturnian energy in their chart, all right? And, you know, the truth of the matter is when we're talking about feelings and partnership, sometimes, you know, Capricorn energy is a little bit more difficult to express when it comes to the emotional. You know what I'm saying? So this person may have a more difficult time kind of expressing where they're coming from and their emotions. They may even be a little bit shy at times, okay? And they may need things in a certain way before they, you know, progress, is what I'm seeing too, okay? And also with the Lovers in the 8th house, I feel like your guys' mind, Sagittarius, is going crazy for someone, you know, sexually, with the what ifs and the what happens and the when will we's and all this type of thing. And I do think, you know, there is a renewed interest in your 8th house. Okay, so your 8th house also represents the taboo and the things that are happening, like I said, under the surface. So, you know, you guys could be taking a renewed interest in some metaphysical topics as well, or thinking about studying in a particular area, all right? But there is this sense of, with the Lovers in the 8th house, of I want to go somewhere different within myself, and I may get into a little bit of trouble. Should I go there? Like this type of questioning, okay? Or I really want to go there with this person. I really want to take it deeper and say the right thing. How do I do that? So there could be this kind of energy, all right? And also the Lovers can kind of represent a hot and cold type of hidden sexuality thing too. So hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold. And some of you may be kind of feeling that from your partner a little bit too, as they're trying to get comfortable, I feel like, all right? And the other thing I really want to take note of is the Empress in your 6th house too. So for those of you that do any type of, I just have to say, for those of you that do any type of, you know, nursing work, doctor work, healing work, doctor work, you know what I mean? You do any type of natural herbal healings, you do any type of basically helping others feel better, look better. I feel like, you know, for those of you that do that, I feel like the money is there and you're on point and you're doing an amazing job, okay? And some of you could be wondering, would that be a lucrative career for me? And should I partner up with someone else? Okay, because the 7th house is also a house of, you know, business partners and things like that. So some of you may be looking for an investment or looking for somebody to put up some money or someone to partner with this Lovers in your 8th house. And for those of you that do any type, you know, whether it's holistic healing, whatever it may be, you're very much, it's a very attractive quality about you because you are a healer, and you do help others like feel better, and that's really good karmically. I feel like Sagittarius for you as well. And I also feel like the 6th house is a house of stress. So I feel like if there are things that are stressful, you know, you handle them very, very well. And you may also be called to handle certain situations that get stressful. Some of you may need to help a partner out here or help someone out at your work, etc. But you know, with this whole 5 of Cups in the 10th house, I think you guys just need to feel appreciated, because the 6th house can also be where we do things for which we receive no appreciation for, right? So I think that's also something that, you know, for those of you that are healers and you are doing that work, I want to make sure you're charging, you know, a good price for that, or that you're getting what you're worth, and that people are appreciating how you help them, how you assist them, and how they appreciate your beautiful energy. Because I think you guys can be very good in a crisis. I think you very fast thinking. I think you can take care of things and make sure that things run smoothly. However, this needs to be, you know, this needs to be appreciated, or it needs to be noticed. And I feel like with some of you with the 5 of Cups in your 10th house, you're really wanting to be noticed for the work that you've done. And I feel like some of you don't want to play small anymore, or you don't want to keep having to step aside or hide who you are or what you're doing from the world, okay? Because, and I see this King of Cups here, this friend or this person who's very connected to your hopes and desires and dreams, somebody who could really make things happen for you too, and somebody who could really help you as you work on getting out of a slump. For those of you that have felt underappreciated, not respected, for those of you that have been grieving a loss of a job, etc., or you just haven't been, you just haven't been feeling appreciated, okay? I feel like there is someone here to step in and show you like what a beautiful job you do and how great you are. And we all need that, like sometimes we tell ourselves, oh no, like I'll be fine, and I feel like you guys are definitely my service hearted, you guys have a service heart with this Empress in the 6th house, this unconditional love, wanting to be there for people, wanting to help people feel better, wanting to see people grow and thrive, okay? But, I feel like you guys need a little bit of nurturing as well, too, okay? And a little bit of a pick-me-up when it comes to your work, all right? And for those of you that have been dealing with any health issues as well, or you've just, you've been feeling like crap, or because the 6th house is also a house of health, and psychosomatic illnesses, all right? And especially for some of you that have been dealing with the so-called, as Freud would say, female problems, like heavy periods, or you've been dealing with painful periods, or you've been dealing with fertility things with the Empress in the 6th house, fertility issues. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, okay? But it's interesting because my astrology teacher has been doing a lot of research in medical astrology, especially around endometriosis, okay? But anyway, that's an interesting thing he's been doing. But I see with the Empress here in the 6th house, I feel like you're getting peace with something, you're starting to feel better, and you're more in a flow with yourself. And it may be kind of like a natural thing that you're doing, that you're changing. It may be an easing of something, being able to eat the food that you want to eat again, an easing up of restrictions around something that you really couldn't do before from a health perspective. But I feel your health energy is doing well, okay? And for those of you that are in a health profession and you help women with reproductive issues, or you help women have children, or you help women conceive, like blessings to you, many, many blessings to you. And if you're a woman who's trying to do that or wants to be involved in that kind of work, I think, or is a part of that, I see this going really well for you, and I see you doing a great job with that, okay? And like what you do has a way of helping and affecting other people tenfold, okay? So the Empress is all about multiplying or multiplication. And so she thrives in an environment where she can really see things grow and really nurture things along, okay? So this is very positive energy for you too. It's very loving, kind, caring, sweet energy in your 6th house. I just want to make sure that people are respecting you and not just, expecting the world from you, having you do menial work when you can do so much more, and then you guys feel underappreciated. Okay, so that's where with strength in your 12th house, some of you may need to stand up for yourself, okay? And I do see that happening because the 8 of Wands has to do, with just kind of letting it rip, So some of you may be called on to stand up for yourselves with the encouragement of someone else here, a friend who has your back, okay? Or somebody who really wants to hear you out. But as I talked about in the beginning of the reading, it's all about like being your own kind of best friend, all right? And with the 7 of Pentacles in your 5th house of pleasure, of children and pleasure, here's what I think. I think you guys probably need to have a bit more fun, or probably need to enjoy your life a little bit more. And, another person's definition of fun and pleasure is always, it's always a little bit different, right? Like some of us would rather go to the movies, some of us would rather go to a concert, some of us would rather do our art, and truthfully, maybe some of you have been feeling a little bit uninspired creatively with the Seven of Pentacles in your 5th house. Just like, I've got like a couple of projects that I'm thinking about working on or that I want to do, but I'm kind of at a standstill and I'm not quite sure. Okay, so with the 9 of Cups in your 9th house, I think, spiritual inspiration is something that, also the 9th house, having to do with higher learning, having to do with enjoying what you're studying and what you're looking and absorbing all the information, okay? So the 9 of Cups says, I want the things that I'm pursuing to feel fun and exciting. And maybe some of you too here, this is a Jupiter card, maybe some of you would like to teach others as well, because I feel like you guys have a lot to offer and you know how to be a fun teacher or a good teacher. Okay, and I feel like whatever it is that you're doing for work isn't really drawing on all the resources that you have to share. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like some of you here too could be, quite amazing teachers as well too. All right, but I also think you just maybe haven't been feeling that creatively inspired with the 7 of Pentacles in your 5th house. Okay. And also, I just have to say, because we've got the Queen of Pentacles, we've got the Empress, we have all this energy here. For those of you that want to have kids or you want to have another child, maybe you have one and you'd like to have another, or you've had fertility issues in the past. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, okay, because this is also the house of children. We have Saturn and Taurus there with the 7 of Pentacles. Maybe some of you were trying really hard to have a child, or it was very hard for you to conceive the child that you do have, okay? And I feel like some of you, because of that, are very sympathetic to other people that go through these issues, okay? So that's another thing that could be very well be going on here. The other thing is I feel like you're looking for creative inspiration, but you keep looking in the same spots. And when what you really need to do is expand your mind, I feel like with Jupiter and Pisces in the 9th house, and maybe you need to get out of the house with the 8 of Wands, maybe you need to travel somewhere, maybe you need to go somewhere, and I think it will lift your spirits and make you a bit less heavy. Also, if you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself creatively and it's not feeling fun anymore, then I think we need to maybe put something down for a while with the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands can be a low attention span card. So we're not having the best attention span maybe. And if something seems really like it's dragging or it's not working, maybe it's time to put it down for a minute and ask someone else, like this King of Cups or this Queen of Pentacles, ask someone else for, their insights or their inspiration or, their creative thoughts, because the King of Cups is very creative and has a lot of really, their ideas are always very fluid. And for instance, whenever I see the King of Cups, I always think of my boyfriend, and he paints all the time. And he's just brimming with creativity. He's a musician. He writes, probably 12 songs a week. He, can turn out 10 paintings a week if he wants to. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that there may be somebody in your friend's house here with this King of Cups who really, really is interested in what you're doing and really would like to chat with you about it. Okay. So that's an interesting thing. Now, in your 4th house of family and your rootedness here, we have the 3 of Pentacles, which is very nice energy. It's like everything everything's pretty solid. Do you know what I'm saying? And again, you're in a position of having responsibility for doing and holding that energy for others. I also feel like some of you could be in a position of leadership when it comes to, you know, bringing resources together and planning things when it comes to your family and planning out schedules and helping others with their work, you know, this type of thing. But I feel like, you know, the Four of Pentacles or the Three of Pentacles is also your home environment. So some of you could be sharing your home with a couple of other people, or, you know, and I think this is actually, you know, there may be need a contract that needs to be reviewed for those of you that have lease or relationships, leasee landlord relationships here. There may be time to renew a contract, or there may be time, some of you your leases may be up and it's time to look at that again, okay? But I think when we all are coming from the same place and we're listening to one another, like, you know, we can put our money together and make a better foundation for all of us to enjoy, or we can put our resources together and we just are stronger as a result, okay? So, I mean, and for those of you that have been working on projects around your house, if you've been, you know, trying to update things, if you've been working with contractors, if you've been doing that kind of stuff, I see that going well for you. Or if you need something fixed in your house, okay, and you need a good plumber, or you need somebody good, you know what I'm saying? I feel like you're gonna find that good person who can help you, okay? So that's very strong energy in your fourth house. It's not the most like lovey-dovey, it's more like business related. I feel like I was gonna call you guys Capricorns. Some of you may have Capricorn in your chart too. Maybe some of you have Capricorns in your home. Or Pisces with the King of Cups here in your 11th house. But, so, you know, also, you know, with this King of Cups in your 11th house, I feel like you guys don't want people to see you upset, because you sometimes feel like you want to be there for your friends, or you want them to be happy, or people are watching your reactions. You know what I'm saying, Sagittarius? They're watching your reactions to life. So you're wanting to, you're not wanting to show what you're feeling. But I think if you share, you know, sharing is actually an act of vulnerability, which is, you know, another lesson from the Strength card, okay? And then the last card here, and then we're going to go into a few more cards. The last card here is the Nine of Wands in your third house, okay? And, you know, I think sometimes the way people perceive you, or the way people look at you, they may not know how much you've had to struggle with strength in your 12th house to believe in yourself. And you guys make it look easy with the Nine of Pentacles in your second house. And you may feel like some people don't really like perceive you in the right way. The third house is a house of perception. It could also be of how we perceive things too. And I think you guys, like, other people see you and you make it look easy. Eight of Wands, Nine of Pentacles. But I also think the way you look at it is it's taken a lot to get to where you are, and it hasn't been the easiest thing. Also, I feel like when it comes to communication, you guys may be, we are in a Mercury retrograde right now, Sagittarius is, okay? And Mercury is in detriment in Sagittarius, which is the Eight of Wands card. I mean, it's an overall positive energy, but it can also get wacky if we say things like, you know, if we say things out of turn, or we're just talking and we're tongue in cheek, or we say things, you know, that we don't mean to hurt anyone, but then they actually do hurt someone. And then, you know, and then we're feeling bad, or we're feeling defensive about it. Okay. So I would just watch your guys' communication. There may be a tendency for other people to read into what you're saying when you didn't really mean it that way, and then they're upset with you. Or there may be like you're reading into things. And also, I feel like if you're trying really, really hard to push something with the Eight of Wands in your first house, but people are not seeming receptive to what you're doing, maybe it's a good idea to pull back a little bit and wait for the right moment. Do you know what I'm saying? Because some of you could be pushing conversations to go forward in a moment when they're not ready to go forward, and then maybe feeling a little bit ego bruised because of it. Do you know what I'm saying, Sagittarius? And that's a very Sagittarian thing anyway. So I would just watch your tendency maybe to overproject a little bit, and you know, try not to take things personally so much, okay? And also, if people are giving you shit because they're like, well, you should be more grateful, or you should be more this, or you should be more that. I do think there are some people in your life who could be missing the pieces of the puzzle. Like they haven't seen with strength in the 12th house all the effort that it has taken for you guys to become the person that you are today, okay? And if other people, you know, just think that you make it look easy, or they've got something to say about your journey, there's no reason for you guys to have to be defensive. You don't have to, I mean, maybe you need to be defensive, right? Maybe you do, but like, there's no reason for you to, oh, there's a Scorpio, okay? So some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio as well, but there's no need to be defensive. There's no need to like, you know your soul, okay? And there's an interesting song called, I forget what it's called, but the lyrics are like, in this song they say, and I know my soul, okay? And I think it's very powerful with the Strength card in your 12th house to know your soul, Sagittarius, and to know what you stand for, and to know why you stand for it, and why you're doing something, and why you believe in something, okay? And that's very powerful right there. We have the water element on the bottom of the deck, and sensing. So some of you could be sensing a Scorpio around you. I'm also seeing some of you could be sensing a mega Scorpio, like somebody who's ultra Scorpio, okay? And the 10 of Cups is the 5 of Cups is a Scorpio card, and the King of Cups is a water sign. I mean, traditionally Pisces in the tarot, but any water sign really. And so, you know, there's this whole, you know, and the King of Cups truly represents the watery part of fire, which is very weird because, and Scorpio is also water fire. If you think about it, it's a water sign ruled by ancient Mars, which is fire. So water fire, okay? Somebody senses your discontentment and your disappointment about something, but somebody also senses your excitement and your love and your generosity, okay, too, all right? All right, Sagittarius, some of you could have a Scorpio, but also, you know, the message on here is about you guys harnessing all of that energy, okay? And I am seeing the name Meg, M-E-G. It could be short for Meg or Megan, Maggie, something like that. If you know someone with that name, take it times a million. Okay, I'm also seeing M8, or it could be just the initial M. I also feel like there could be a Capricorn or an Aries involved in what's going on around you right now, Sagittarius, okay? But this whole thing of I transform, you know, and the Strength card is associated with serpent power, okay? And its Hebrew letter is Tet, which means snake. The serpent power is in your 12th house, okay? So something that is wanting to be brought forward into the light. All right, let's go ahead, and I'd like to get a love message. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna use something different for you guys. I'm going to get a love message from, and after this reading, we'll go to your 18 plus extended reading for those of you that would like to join me there and go deeper as it relates to you and your person, okay? Spirit, can you show me what's happening for Sagittarius? What's happening for Sagittarius when it comes to love? When it comes to, okay, there we go. Loving yourself, number 8, is on the bottom of the deck. And Strength in the Tarot is card number 8. Okay, and like I said, this whole reading is about you loving yourself and being the best you can be for your own self, regardless of what anyone else thinks, okay? So you're coming from having done that work, and I think some of you are ready for a partnership, okay? And you've worked really hard on your transformation. Let's see what we have here. Seeking pleasure. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We've got that Lovers in the 8th house. Are some of you secretly seeking pleasure, Sagittarius? Okay, we've got some of you could be seeking pleasure with a Scorpio here, or a Scorpio lover. Bless your souls if you are Saggies, okay? But I'm just kidding. We gotta pick on the Scorpios. Maybe some of you also have Scorpio in your chart too. But somebody's seeking pleasure, okay? Seeking pleasure secretly, right? With the Lovers there in the 8th house and thinking about it, and you know, thoughts of, it's like with this 7 of Pentacles in your 5th house of pleasure, like I'm seeking pleasure and I want it. When can I have it? Okay, so some of you may be in that kind of zone right now, you know, and that's very exciting with the 8 of Wands, okay? Let's go ahead and see what animal is with my Sagittarians during this time. What animal, Spirit, please? Okay, there we go. We have the eagle on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, Spirit has your back, right? We actually have the 3 forms of Scorpio in this reading. We have the Strength card, which represents the snake. Then we have the scorpion, and then we have the eagle. All 3 forms of Scorpio are here. And Spirit's got your back, okay? All right, Sagittarius, let's see. Squirrel, I love it. Squirrely, squirrely girly, or boy, you are here, okay? For those of my ladies watching this, squirrely girlies, I love it. And like a squirrel, someone, you know, like a squirrel has to get their nut, you know what I'm saying? And here's the squirrel with the nut. It's an easy joke, Sagittarius, hearty ha-ha, right? But anyway, we have the squirrel here, and the message is believe in yourself, okay? And believe in yourself and stand strong, stand up for yourself, and don't let anybody else get to you, okay? Don't let them get to you and throw you off your game, because I feel like you're meant to accelerate in this next month. Okay, Sagittarians, that is what I'm getting for you, my loves. It is straight up 6 o'clock on my clock right now. I love ending on like an exact time like that. We are gonna go ahead and take it to your extended reading, Sagittariuses. For those of you that would like to join me there, click my Vimeo link below. Take care.